This is going to be a long one. You're in for a ride, people. Today I have decided to make my everything I knit in 2025 video, even though there's a week and a half left of December. I think that maybe I will finish a few little things in that week just because I'm hustling to get things ready in time for Christmas, but it's not going to be anything big, and you will hear about those in January anyway. Hi, hello, and welcome to Knit in the City. I am Rebecca, and the city is an aspiration. Today we do not have December weather. It's quite warm. It's like 8 degrees outside. It's not windy, which is really nice. I mean, I don't know. I haven't been outside, but I still have to talk about the weather because that's how we do it here in Sweden. Okay, so I will talk you through everything I made. I'm not going to do it in order because I was thinking while I'm sitting here, I will be talking about the accessories. Then I will stand up and I will try on all of the garments. So that's going to be fun. Let's see how that works out. It's morning now. This yellow light behind me is obviously a lamp. There is light from the window. I can see that there is going to be sun because it's not completely grey. So there is light coming from the window, but I'm probably going to have to cut all of this because I'm just rambling now. Before I start showing you things, I thought I would go through some stats, all the fun stuff. A little caveat, I have not been working full-time for the most part of this year. I only started working full-time in September, and that has really made my knitting suffer. I don't feel like I have knit a huge amount of things, but for someone who has been working full-time the whole year, this might seem like a lot. So I have finished 25 things, 10 of which are accessories, and the other 15 are garments. They're all garments for the upper body, even though I have been talking a lot about trousers and skirts and things. Nothing has happened in that department. I'm leaving that for 2026. I have used 29 different yarns, which is quite a lot. I was afraid that it was all going to be drops yarns, but it's actually only 7 of these yarns are drops yarns. 3 of them are Sandnes yarns, and the others are just used once. I mean, I have a huge stash that I can pick things from, so I guess that's why. I have made 16 of these items I have made for myself. 8 of those I have made for my girls, and 1 I have made for another relative for a Christmas present. I have used patterns from 19 different designers. Only 3 designers, no, I'm lying to you now. Only 4 of those I have used patterns from more than once. And that is, I have used 3 from Sara Nordlund, so she's my most knit designer this year. 2 from Petite Knit, 2 from Caitlin Hunter, and 2 from Emily Foden. But the Emily Foden one is the same pattern that I've repeated. When it comes to garment construction, I have made 5 raglan sweaters and t-shirts, and 1 drop shoulder sweater. And that's all I'm going to tell you before I get started on the projects. And I will, like I said, start with the accessories. So here I am with all the accessories on my lap, and I will go through them with you, and I will even try these ones on, unless they're going to be on the feet, because that's going to be way too messy. So everything from here up, I'm going to be trying on. So the last thing that I finished, and I finished it yesterday, that is the Acorn Pouch by Yun Yong. And this is so cute. This is a little, tiny little bag. And you start by making this I-cord, and then this really cute oak leaf. And then you make this little part, and you thread this I-cord through. And then you make the top of the acorn. This is a rib, and this is like a broken rib over here. Then you pick up stitches for the body, and you knit for a while, and then you make the decreases. And then you have a cute little pouch, and this is going to be a Christmas present. And I hope she'll appreciate it. I'm gonna put some things in here as well. But yeah, this is a rather quick knit. It only took a few days to make, but it is a bit fiddly because of the picking up of stitches, making lots of I-cord, and this thing you have to make a provisional cast on. And I made the mistake of doing a crocheted provisional cast on, and I don't know, I must have done something wrong, because when I was supposed to unravel the crochet chain, it stuck, so I had to like pick every stitch on its own. So I was thinking to make another one for another recipient, and then I'm going to use a different provisional cast on. I'm not a fan of provisional cast-ons. I think it takes too long, it's too fiddly, it's annoying. If you can unravel them, it's nice, but you can't always. So, well, it's a cute little pouch. I hope she'll be happy with it. And then I promised, or I didn't promise actually, but my girls wanted leg warmers for Christmas. So I made them leg warmers, and I found this really old boucle yarn. This is a drops yarn. I found 2 50-gram balls of this. So I made, this is just stockinette because you can't tell anyway. I have 2 in this pile somewhere. And I think they came out really cute, actually. I think she's gonna really like them. It's like having a sheep on each leg. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure that this is a lot of acrylic or polyester or whatever. They feel rather scratchy, but that doesn't matter because you're not going to wear them next to skin anyway. And so I also, I actually haven't finished this, but since this is a Christmas present, I will finish it before Christmas, if it's the last thing I do. And it is the leg warmers for her sister. And these are made in a, this is also a drops yarn. This is drops Nepal. I actually had to buy this yarn, lo and behold, because she wanted them to be brown, and I really don't have a lot of brown yarns. Brown is really not my color, as I'm sitting here in a brown sweater. But as you can see, this is a really cool brown compared to this one. And I didn't have enough yarn left to make it. You can see how this has such a pinkish under. It almost looks gray on screen, but I assure you it's brown. So I bought 3 balls of drops Nepal. I'm making this very simple textured. I mean, these leg warmers I'm just knitting as I figure it out as I go along. It's really simple actually. So this one I knit these on 5.5 millimeter needles. With the 40, I cast on 40 stitches, and I knit these on 5 millimeter needles, and I cast on 50 stitches. And this is just knits and pearls. I think she's gonna like them. So that was a bonus one because the second one is here and it's not complete yet. I'm knitting these inside out because otherwise there will be a lot of purling. So I started with 3 knit rounds, which will be purl rounds once you turn them inside out. And then I'm doing a knit and a purl for 4 rounds, like 1 rib. Then I'm doing a knit round, which turns up as a purl round here, a purl round, and then a knit round, and then I do it all over again. Not the 3 rounds, because that's only at the top and the bottom. Okay. So the next project is also something that I knit for my girls, and these are the snowshoe socks by Emily Foden. And this is my favorite sock pattern. I love it so much. You hold 2 fingering weight yarns together. So this is more of a DK worsted weight sock. which is mostly suitable for indoor wear because they don't really fit into shoes, which is fine because the floors get cold in the winter. So these I made for big sister, and I held a Panduro yarn, Panduro fine sock, with a West Yorkshire spinners. It's the solid color is the West Yorkshire spinners signature 4-ply solids, something like that. And I mean, they turn out really nice. This is a great way of using the self-striping yarn, which makes it less in your face. I mean, I chose in your face colors, but it turned out really nice. These are for big sister, or they were, because she's already wearing them. And the other pair, little sister, she just she wears a lot of hand knit socks, mine as well, and fingerless mittens, and they're all over the house, and you can never find them when you want to. So I couldn't find her pair, but I will insert a picture, and in this picture these socks are not finished yet. And for these I also used the Panduro fine sock, and that is the self-striping yarn in this one. And the other yarn is the Drops Fabel that was a leftover from a Halloween cowl that I made them last year, the Cowloween. So these socks have been used so much, which is great. And then it's headwear. So this is the hipster hat from Petite Knit, and I knit this in Järbo mellanraggi, which is their DK weight sock yarn, I think. I think it's DK. It could be worsted. Don't quote me on this. I mean, this is a nice, really classic hat. You just fold the brim once. It has a nice decrease pattern here with is a tutu rib. Oh, my hair looks great now. It's a tutu rib. Very simple. I don't know. I think it could be a wee bit bigger. It feels a little tight on my head. Not as tight as the Oslo hat, but I wore that so much that it stretched out and now it fits perfectly. I think I look a bit funny, don't you think? It's not the best look. I haven't worn it a lot. I like the yarn with those little speckles of pink and grey. But also I don't have matching mittens or scarf, or I mean, you can wear grey and pink with this, of course, but I mean, it hasn't gotten a lot of wear. I think because it is a little bit tight, and I'm not sure which size I made, if I did make the biggest size and there's nothing I can do about it, or if there is a bigger size option. I'm gonna have to check that. The other hat that I have is one that I made for my youngest daughter. I made a pair of arched gusset mittens for her in this yarn, and this is the Drops Lima. This was a leftover from a skirt that I made. So I made the mittens first, that was last year, and then this year I made the hat, and this is the classic ribbed hat from Pearl Soho. This is also tight on me, but doesn't matter because it's not for me. This is a 1-1 rib hat, but otherwise it works pretty much the same as the hipster hat. I really like this hat. I think that the decreases are really decorative. I made her a white one, actually. Both of the classic ribbed hats were for her. I haven't made one for myself yet. But yeah, so Drops Lima. This is nice, warm, cozy. She wears it all the time, which is great. And the last piece of headwear is this hood. I don't remember the name, but as always, it's on the screen. This is a drops pattern, and the reason that I used the drops pattern for this is that it's free, and I didn't know if I was going to look good in this, so I didn't want to pay for the pattern if this wasn't going to be any good. So this is, I think you start by making the hood. So you start with this portion here, and then you pick up stitches and do the rest of the hood, And then once that is done, you pick up for the scarf part here, and then you knit one side out, and then pick up. I think you were supposed to just cast on for the second part. Let's see, where is this? There is a seam here, but you can't. It doesn't show that much, but here. I think you were supposed to just cast on and then knit that, but I thought that was silly, so I picked up stitches from this part and then just knit down. And I'm glad I didn't spend money on I did spend money on the yarn, of course, but I think a hood is just not, I mean, I think they're really cool and cute and all of those things, but I don't think I look great in them. But yeah, I mean, this is very nice and cozy. And sometimes I wear it as a shawl and just let the hood hang back like this with the hair out. And that's a cute look. I can pull that off. This is knit in a blown yarn. This is Adlibris Alpaca Cloud. It is, I don't know about the pilling, because I haven't worn this that much. It hasn't pilled yet though, so that's a good sign, because some of these they pill. I mean, you just look at them and they start pilling. And also one more thing that I did wrong with this one is there are 2 sizes. I picked the biggest one because, I mean, I normally have to pick big sizes. And in this case, it turned out that the biggest size is too big. You can't see it now once this is tied, but if I take this out, you can see that this hood is huge. But I mean, if it's really cold and you want to wear a hat underneath, I guess that's not a bad thing. And also, when you start draping this around your head, you can fix that situation. So it's not a big deal. Also, knit another pair of socks, like thick indoor socks, that my daughter has also been wearing and that I can't find. So those are the Järbo Raggi, and this is a free pattern from the yarn company Järbo, and it's just a ribbed. I think in the pattern it's only the leg that is ribbed and then the foot is stockinette, but I think it looked nicer to keep the ribbing all the way down the foot. And the reason my daughter is wearing these is that I made them for myself, and they are knit in Järbo Raggi. It's like their Aran weight sock yarn, and they turned out too small for me. She wears my socks even if they're mine, but I mean, these I actually gave to her, so it's okay that she wears them all the time. So yeah, I made the ribbing all the way down because I think that looks nicer. It was a quick and easy knit. I was a bit disappointed that they were too small. So the last accessory, and before I'm going to stand up, this is the Simple Thing by Melina Brell. This looks, no, it's not the last thing. I have 2 scarves. This first one is the Simple Thing by Melina Brell, and this is a luxury piece. I have knit this using 1 skein of, no, not 1 actually, 2 skeins of Knitting for Olive Merino and 2 skeins of Isager silk mohair. And as you all know, this is the softest mohair there is. So yeah, I was thinking to do 1, and as you can see, this looks a lot like the Sophie scarf, only it's a lot deeper, which I appreciate. So the increases, you increase more often on this than you do on the Sophie scarf. But otherwise it has the same I-cord edging, it's a garter stitch body. It has a slight triangular shape. I really like this one. It's because I don't really like the teeny tiny Sophie scarves. There's no real way of using those for me. I mean, if my neck is cold, I want it to be covered. But this one goes around all the way, and it's not too big to keep under a jacket. And yeah, it's cute and all, and very soft. So this is the luxury item of the year. And I mean, it's a simple knit. You knit it from tip to tip. You start by increasing, and then when you've used up half of the yarn, or a little less perhaps, you start decreasing, and then you're done. And the I-cord is made at the same time. So there's no picking up stitches or anything fiddly like that. And the last accessory, finally, is an Italian scarf, I think it's called. And this has the same construction as the simple thing. No, it's an Italian summer scarf, yeah. And this come in many iterations, so it is the same construction. You knit it from tip to tip, you make the increases, then the decreases, but there is also an eyelet pattern that is quite nice. And this is indeed a summer scarf. I have knit this in Sandnes Line, which is a really nice summer yarn. Same thing with this, it goes around twice, like this. I haven't used, I mean, this hasn't even been blocked, because I finished this in autumn and it was just like, it wasn't really that cold, but I don't know. I haven't worn it yet. And also I didn't feel like blocking it if I wasn't going to wear it. And well, I really like the color. I started knitting a cardigan with this, but turned out I had 2 different dye lots. So there was a stripe in the middle of the cardigan. And I decided that we can't have that, so I ripped it out. I separated the 2 dye lots. One of the dye lots only had 2 skeins, and I used them for this. The other 4 skeins, I'm going to use 4 or 5. I don't remember, something like that. I'm going to make a tank top. That hasn't happened yet, but when spring rolls around. Okay, that was all the accessories. I'm now going to stand up. I'm going to find a spot where it isn't a horrible mess. And then I'm going to stand up and I'm going to try on all of the garments that I can try on. Because there are also some things for my girls and they are like half my size. So that's not going to happen. We're not going to have that much fun. Hang on. So now we're having the trouble of me wanting you to be able to see the whole garment and also hearing what I'm saying, but I'll try. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. So I'm gonna start with sweaters, and this one I was already wearing when I was talking to you before, and this is the Lima pullover by Eir Nutiden. This is a round yoke sweater. It's knit top down, and this collar is supposed to be double folded, like this. But I actually liked it better the way it was, so I didn't fold it over. I mean, the round yoke thing is not really great on my body because it rides up like this. And I think there are ways that you can fix that, but I haven't actually researched that yet. So this is what happens for me, unfortunately. But this is, I mean, this is so pretty with the flowers and the leaves and all the things. And I also like that she has this pattern on the sleeves. That is really nice. So this one I have knit in drops Lima, this brown, like this, is a taupe, I guess. It's a darker taupe. And then I used the Klippans tvåtrådiga that I held double. So for the pattern, this pink one, and this is a dusty pink. And I think that, or I don't think, I know that holding these 2 strands of sport weight yarn together, that comes out a little bit thicker than the Lima. But I mean, it's not that bad. I don't think you can really see that. Maybe here on the sleeve there are some bulkier parts. But I'm pretty happy with this. The only thing is I could have made it a little bit longer, like 2 centimeters extra would have been perfect. This is longer in the back. There are several places where there are short rows in the back of this one, which is really nice. So if I had just gotten it this way in the front and then a little longer in the back, it would have been perfect. But I like this. I wear it a lot. The only thing is that I don't have a lot of bottoms that go well with this because I don't wear brown usually. And I don't have pink bottoms. So I mostly just wear this with jeans. Maybe I should get a pair of brown trousers. But I mean, it's hard to find a brown that is this kind of more cooler color. Most browns are warm. The next sweater is really different. This is a summer sweater, and this is the Kylie pullover that I have knit in Drops Belle. And this has a cable pattern. The cable is the same all over, and then it has an eyelet pattern in between, and it's really pretty, and I have been wearing this one a lot. This is also quite short, but that's fine because I usually wear it with a high-waisted skirt or over a dress or something like that. And this one I knit on for a really long time. This has a drop shoulder construction. This is an Irene Lynn pattern, by the way. I really like the bell-shaped sleeves. I mean, they aren't actually bell-shaped in the pattern, but you knit them just straight down, and that makes them bell-shaped because of the anatomy of the body. So, and there are two different ways of doing the hem and the collar, I think, because you could either do a garter stitch thing, or you can do this 1-1 rib with the Italian bind off, which doesn't look as good in a cotton linen yarn as it does in a wool, because it's way less forgiving. You can also see that the ribbing is a lot wonkier than my ribbings usually are. So yeah, this was quite tedious. I worked on it for a long time, but I'm very happy with the result. And once I forget how hard it was, maybe I'll make another one. This is actually the first garment that I finished in 2025, in January. And this is Nordiska. And I have knit this in Solkustens spinnverkstad entrådiga. So this is a 1-ply wool yarn. A really rustic, nice, from this teeny tiny mill in Sweden. And well, they don't make yarns anymore, so this is really special. It only took 200-gram balls of this gray yarn, which is crazy to me. Or I mean, I dipped into the third one, but and then the color work is made with the Jamieson Smith 2-ply jumper weight in 3 different colors. I don't remember. There's a dark purple, and then there's a light purple, and then there's a green. No, it's 3 different colors. I had 4 because there is a purple that is in between these two as well, but I didn't use that one. And then more color work at the bottom of the sweater. It's really nice. This is a Caitlin Hunter pattern. It only has a short little tutu rib here at the end, and it does roll a bit, as you can see, like it wants to roll up. I have blocked it. So, and also I think that one thing that I don't like about this is that it cinches in where the color work is, and that is right at my stomach. I mean, I should have foreseen this, but so it just like enhances this part of the body. Yeah. And then I also think that the V is a bit too shallow. I would have wanted it to be a bit more open. But otherwise, I really like this sweater. I mean, the yarns in this are exquisite. And even though this is a 1-ply, like a really thin yarn, I don't know how many meters were on this 100-gram skein, but around 400. So it's really lightweight and nice. And this is also a very fluffy yarn, and it just blooms when because you were supposed to knit this in a heavier yarn, I think. Not much heavier, but a little bit. But this just fills out real nicely. You can't see any holes or anything in this fabric. And then there is a really nice detail here with the raglan. You can see that there is a cable going down here. And of course on the other side as well. So the next one is also a raglan sweater. And this is the sweater. I have since learned that it's called. I used to call it Ian, but by November Knits. And I think that this is my favorite make of the year. This is such a classic staple piece, which I don't think I've ever made before. And I've been reluctant to because I want my knits to be fun. But I mean, look at this. It just goes with everything. I love the color. I love this split hem with a wide ribbing down here. I'm gonna come closer so you can see better. Yeah, it's just, and this is the light version. And I have, and look at the color. It's a folded over collar. I like the details here. I left the sleeves without decreases because I have been wanting these really wide sleeves for a long time. I've worn this a lot. I'm supposed to be washing this now. I don't like to wash my knits because I have to hand wash them and it's a pain. So, but yeah, and you can see that it has pilled a bit. I held the drops Flora with the drops kidsilk, and I'm guessing it's the Flora that pills, the alpaca in there. But yeah, I love this. I could wear it every day if I didn't have to wash it. So, it's a little bit longer at the back. The only thing I regret is that I didn't make it like a teensy bit longer. Well, this is what I always say. But as you can see my tank top here where the trousers end. It would have been nicer if it was like this. So it's not much that is needed. I'm definitely going to knit more of these in different colors because I just love it so much. And the last garment I finished this year is a test knit, and this is the Tapetum from Teti Lutsak. And this actually hasn't come out yet. So it will come out in the beginning of January, so really soon. And this is the opposite of a basic knit, because this is so intricate and so cool. This is also a round yoke, but it's really different. And you have to pick up stitches for different yoke portions. I'm not going to say too much about this because it's not out there yet. But look at this, how beautiful that is. I knit this in 2 strands of Plötulopi, in the white and the grey, and then this green is a Nutiden. And Nutiden is a pain because it just breaks all the time. So I'm glad that that is the smallest part. I had some leftovers from my Oxa pullover or Oxa sweater or whatever it's called, the Caitlin Hunter. I knit that all in 2 strands of Nutiden. So these are just the leftovers. I mean, this is supposed to be a little bit oversized, but I knit a smaller size because I wanted it to be more fitted. I think I went overboard with that because it's quite snug. I haven't blocked it yet. Once I do, perhaps it will relax a little bit. But I mean, I think this is a really cool piece. It's like very, very special. I've only worn it once because I only finished it like a week ago. So the next category of garments is cardigans, and I only have one, unfortunately. And that is a wrap cardigan. It's the ballerina wrap top by Alexander Tavel, and this is a free pattern, which is great. But I made some modifications. I knitted the way it was supposed to up until here, and then I added the ribbing because that's how I wanted it. Then you're supposed to make a really, really long I-cord and thread it through a hole, but I think that wouldn't have looked as nice as this. So I made little teeny tiny I-cords here that I tie like this. Okay, I have to tie it twice. You can't make a bow here because then it's going to show through and add bulk. And then I tie these together. So this is a raglan cardigan knit from top down. And when you make this, it just feels like it takes forever because it has to go over your body twice. Or not twice, 1.5 times. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, and with the tapered sleeves. This is short, but it's supposed to be, because I always wear a tank top underneath that shows above whatever I'm wearing, or it's perfect to wear over a dress. It's really simple. It just takes some time. Then there's also I-cord all around the neckline here, so that also takes a while to make, as you can see. But I really love the finished results, and I think that a wrap cardigan, ooh, that's the lamp, is a really flattering piece of clothing that I could use more of in my wardrobe. And this I have made using one strand of Järbo Raggi, which is a sock yarn that has a bit of bamboo in it. And the other one is the Dalegarn Tynn Kidsilk Erle, which is a silk mohair, and it is a bit variegated. As you can see here, there are flecks of blue, yellow, pink. Yeah, and I'm really happy with this, and I have worn it quite a bit. And the next category is vests, and here I also only have one, and that is the Nordic Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. And I really like this one. And I didn't used to be a vest person. This is the first vest that I have actually knit for myself. And I love it. I mean, look at this flower pattern. How great is that? I actually don't mind the wide shoulder part. I thought I wasn't gonna like that, but it is pretty nice actually. And I have worn this under open cardigans, which is great. I want to wear it over dresses, but I haven't yet because I don't have a dress that goes with this. I should have a grey dress. I don't know why I don't. But yeah, it is what it is. It's quite short, but it's supposed to be because it's like, it is like a little dress vest. I have knit this in Rauma Fin Ull, in the charcoal grey and this light pink. And I'm really happy with it. I had to do some modifications because the yarn that is used in the pattern is a lot thicker than this. It's a worsted weight, I think, and this is a sport weight. So I had to adjust for that and made some mistakes along the way. I also, one of the mistakes was that I made too many buttonholes. Because if this yarn had been thicker, they would have been further apart. So I have a buttonhole here and I have a buttonhole here, but I removed those buttons because it looked really silly when they were like all of the buttons were this close. Like it was a crazy button situation. But now I'm really happy with it, and I should probably sew the holes together, but I am just counting on that no one will see that for now. So the last category is tanks and tees, and I made a lot of those last year because I started taking my summer knitting really seriously. And most of these I won't be able to try on because they're a size extra small, and as you all can see, I'm not. But those are the ones I made for the girls, of course. I'll still be talking about them. I will hold them up, and if I have pictures of the girls wearing them, I will insert those. The first one that I have is the Cora top by Lene Holme Samsø, and this is a really lovely pattern. First you can see the whole thing. This is also, I mean, this, I don't think this is too short, but nothing wrong with it being a little bit longer. So this is really, this has such a pretty, like a scallop lace thing up here, which is a lot of fun to make. It has a little 1-1 rib around the armholes, and if, of course, an Italian bind off. It's a quite, once you get the hang of this, it's really simple to make. I've made this using Sandnes Line in this skin toned color. But I mean, it works pretty well. It's a really nice summer top. I used it a lot. It works with many different things. And with this one, I also like the boat neck because it doesn't cut into your throat. It's a bit more open, which is really, really nice. And it has the same edging at the back, like this. Now you can see it properly. The next one is the 9 p.m. tank, and now you can see all the straps that I have here. But I mean, this is a made to measure pattern, and this is a very, very long tank top. I have to go way back for you to see where it stops. So I made this a bit too long. So it has a folded edge here at the hem, and all of the edgings here are double knitted. And I was a bit, I didn't pay enough attention when I made the double knitting. So you can see that it has little uneven things, bits, bobs here at the sides. This is knit in a wool yarn. It's the Yarn Wick Blenda Gotland. So it's a blend between Gotland and merino, and it's quite soft actually. And this is made to be a layering piece because of the wool content. I haven't worn it as much as I thought I would, probably because this autumn has been really warm. Autumn and winter has been really warm. We had 1 week where there was a bit of frost and snow, but it was very little. So no, and this hasn't gotten a lot of wear. And I also don't think it sits as nicely as I would like it to, even though it is a made-to-measure pattern. I guess it's my fault, but I don't know. I mean, this was lying around for a really long time. The next one is one that I am very happy with, and this is the Juturna from Eir Nutiden's book Summer Knits. And look how pretty this is. I think I'm gonna make one of these for the whole family. Or, I mean, this is Little Sisters. And you start with these triangles, then you make the back, then you put the whole thing together, bind off, and pick up stitches for this ruffle. And as you can see, it's double folded and sew down here. And it has I-cord straps that you attach at the end, or you pick up stitches here and then sew them down in the back. And I mean, this is such a pretty tank top, and she looks so nice in it, and she's worn it a lot. I have used the Mandarin Naturel when knitting this, and I think the Naturel is a sport light DK, and the pattern calls for a fingering weight. So as you can see, the fabric is rather dense, but I think that also makes it look not that handmade. So and it's not a thick yarn, so it's not, you're not going to be sweating in this piece, and it's also quite loose here with a big ruffle. Yeah, this was a real success, and this is such a pretty lavender color as well. And these were some leftover balls that I had, and I didn't know what to make with because the amount wasn't enough to make anything for myself. So yeah, this is just lucky coincidence. Next one I made for Big Sister. This was also some yarn that I had had lying around for a very long time. This is the Debbie Bliss Soft Cotton. It's a worsted weight cotton, if I'm not mistaken. And this is the Summer Secret Crop by Jessie Made Designs. And I have made this my own because I have added the stripes. And I have also made it a 3-1 rib, I think it is, because this is a stockinette pattern. This also has these I-cord straps that you sew down in the back. She has also been wearing this quite a lot. It has it's like lovely ice cream colors, and I gave it to her for her birthday, and because I gave one to her sister like last year or 2 years ago, in the same yarn and the same design, but in a green instead. So it's a light green here and a dark green for the stripes. And I didn't have enough of the light green, so I had to make half of the strap in the dark green. So I'm really using up yarn here. Next one is again Little Sister, and this is also from Eir Nutiden's book Summer Knits, which is a great book. And I'm going to be knitting more from that once it gets a little bit warmer. And this is the Fortuna top. This is a very simple one. You just knit these 2 panels and this is just a garter stitch edging. And then you make some increases and then knit the rest in the round. And it has those tiny I-cord straps, so not much work there either. And then it's a 1-1 rib. And this yarn is the Rowan All Seasons Cotton that I also had some balls lying around, didn't know what to do with because it wasn't enough to make anything for myself, unless it was like a scarf or something like that. But this is much more fun. This one she's also been wearing a lot, and I think that in the pattern you're supposed to wear the lower part at the front, but she wears the higher part at the front, which works just as well. So, but yeah, this is also a nice purple one. It's a little bit darker than the previous one, as you can see here, but very summery. The next 2 are t-shirts, and those are both made for myself. The first one is the Florence top by Maria Bergman, and this is a free pattern from Svarta Fåret, And it has this scalloped edge, which you can't really see because it rolls. But let me see if I can show it to you. I mean, this has been blocked, but still, I'm going to have to re-block it before I wear it next summer. I think that the sleeves are a little bit too wide, but apart from that, I really like this one. I love the color. This is knit in Drops Paris, which is, I think it's an Aran weight cotton. It's quite thick, which isn't great, but at the same time, I really love this yarn. It has multiple strands, but it doesn't really split. It's really nice to knit with. It doesn't feel super hard on your hands. It gives this really even result, which these thick cottons usually don't. So, I mean, I have worn this a lot. I love it. I have a light blue skirt that goes really well with this. And yeah, I'm super happy. And as you can see, this has a raglan construction. I think the raglan lines are really pretty as well. I'm thinking to make this in another color and make the sleeves a little bit tighter, because this is a bit of a crazy situation that we have over. I feel like I have wings. But yeah, generally I really like this one. And now we're at the last garment, and this, as you can all see, is the Cumulus Tee by Petite Knit. And boy, have I knit and re-knit this one time and time again. I actually started knitting it in a different yarn. This is the Sandnes Line, which is like the best summer yarn there is, because it's really thin and drapey and cool and lovely in every kind of way. And as you can see, this is a V-neck. It has I-cord edges around everything. So lots of I-cord here. You also knit this on pretty small needles. I don't remember if it's a 2.5 or a 3. I can find out. And yeah, so this turned out like a tent first time around. And then I re-knitted in this yarn that is a little bit thinner than the one I used first. That didn't help, so then I had to go down, I had to go back, go down a size. I don't know, it's been a lot. So you knit it top down, it has a raglan construction, it's really simple. I think I have knit a size medium from here down to the high bust, and then I've decreased. So this is just supposed to be knit straight, but I have made decreases after the bust, and I have gone down to an extra small, which is ridiculous because look, it still fits me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if other people had this problem. I think if you knit it in wool, I would have been able to knit it in my own size, but it is, you know, the summer yarns and all of those things. It's very unpredictable. Okay, that's all. So thank you so much for watching, and keep knitting and have a lovely winter. Bye bye.